James Carter TV, here to recap the 2014 NBA All-Star Game. But before I get into that, make sure if you're new to my channel to click right up there in that corner to subscribe for more videos. Make sure to follow me on Twitter at James Carter TV. With that said, let's get into this All-Star Game, a very high-scoring affair between the Eastern Conference and the Western Conference here today. A matchup in which the Eastern Conference came out victorious for the first time in a couple of years. And I was actually surprised because I thought the Western Conference pretty much had this one. Their depth was absolutely amazing. I mean, when really your worst player is Dirk Nowitzki, I mean, you have some pretty damn great depth. And yet the East came out victorious. And how? I mean, the West couldn't nail their shots at the end of the game. They couldn't play defense well. Stephen Curry took too long to get going. It was all just a Kevin Durant and Blake Griffin show for the West. No one else really stepped up and really made something of themselves, except for Chris Paul here and there, but no one really dominated the way they should have. Stephen Curry, like I said earlier, was pretty cold, and that really hurt the West throughout the matchup. Then for the East, Kyrie Irving absolutely put on a showcase of what he can do, what he does nightly in Cleveland. Not a lot of fans see it. I know you and me probably do, because if you're watching this, you're probably a die-hard fan like me. So you know Kyrie Irving is capable of doing this. The biggest thing is for him, can he transcend his team to wins? Because his team doesn't win. Again, this is a weak Eastern Conference, but one of the weakest of all time. And yet the Cavaliers are out on the outside looking in. Okay, Cleveland is in not Cleveland, Charlotte is in the playoffs for God's sake, and yet still Cleveland is still on the outside looking in. And they've won 4 straight going into this All-Star weekend, so maybe this is a turning point for them. It needs to be. They traded for Luol Deng and all that stuff, but I don't need to get into all that. We're trying to talk about the All-Star game, but still, Kyrie Irving put on a showcase, won the MVP, as he should have to me, but a close second, Carmelo Anthony, who hit 8 3-pointers in this game. Could have been 9 if he would have made the last one. So a great performance for him. He set the record for most 3-pointers in the All-Star game. He played well. He showed, hey, I'm still Carmelo Anthony. I can still take over, dominate, and score well. LeBron James had a relatively quiet night. I mean, 22 points isn't really that quiet, but for him it is. So not much from him. Anything else really? It was a great All-Star game. And I would say great. I mean, I've seen better All-Star games, but it was a pretty good, a very interesting All-Star game. A lot of great alley-oop dunks is what you like to see. I mean, Blake Griffin had 38 points and about about 30 of those were dunks, for God's sake. Were alley-oop dunks that he got. He put on a show, and that's one thing I like watching Blake Griffin. He's not the best power forward in the league, as many people proclaim him to be, but he is the most exciting. I'll give him that. He is the most exciting power forward in the league. He's the most exciting player in the league next to LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Stephen Curry. When he's hot, he is very exciting as well. One of the most exciting players is Blake Griffin. This guy gets too high. I mean, we already know he's 6'8", 6'9", but when he jumps up, wow, this guy goes high, man, and it's amazing to watch, and that's why I love watching Blake Griffin. Even though I'm a Lakers fan, and I really do hate Blake Griffin, but it's exciting to watch him, and I can't concede that without a shadow of a doubt. But very high scoring affair. The East pulls it out though, 163 to 155. What were your thoughts on this All-Star game? I thought it was pretty good, and I thought we saw the East show up, even though they were trailing behind at halftime by about 13 points. They were able to come back in the third and fourth quarter. The West were very lackadaisical. They couldn't hit their shots at the end, and the East comes out victorious. With that said, James Carter TV, make sure to subscribe to me for more videos. I will be back on Wednesday to make my top 10 wide receivers for this upcoming 2014 NFL Draft. Until then, James Carter TV, I'm out. Peace.